see those sleigh bells jingling, ring, ting-a-ting-a-ling. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you.
Hola everyone, JB Thrills here, back with another video, and today we're talking about some very important news that's happening at Six Flags over Texas. The park in the past months has seen lots of changes, but recently in the last few weeks, it's seen some major changes, from the park losing its entrance to the possible removal of a stadium. And with all these changes happening, what will Six Flags over Texas look like in 2022, and will it ever be the same again, and is that a good thing? That's what we'll be discussing in this video. But before I start the video though, I would like to say, if you like my content and videos, be sure to hit the like, subscribe, and tap the notification bell to know when new videos come out of my channel. And special thanks to those who have previously been subscribed to my channel, it really means a lot. Anyways, without further ado, let's get into today's video. So 2021 was definitely a year of improvement for Over Texas. They've got theming improvements, the park got better overall, and we've seen lots of great things come into the park that restores the legacy of what it originally was. From small changes like repaints, and big changes like the demolition of Looney Mall. But in the past few weeks, even more construction and updates have been going on, and if you've been recently, you might know what I'm talking about, which is the removal of the park entrance. Usually you would go through the front entrance, then through security, and then you would check your season pass at the last gate right before you go through the main plaza. But a few weeks ago, that last gate stopped being used, and then they now use a ticket booth, which used to be used and was now abandoned, for when you check your season pass and tickets. And then now, that second gate is completely removed, and now there's a giant hole right before you go to the main plaza. So what does this mean? Well, obviously, we're getting a new entrance. But the hard part is deciding where it will go. Sure, it could go back in the original spot, or they're just gonna remodel the entire entrance. And I say this because the ticket booths also got removed for these small little box cubicles for the employees to check your season pass and tickets. And that definitely looks temporary. And it's not surprising that we got a new entrance. It was actually one of my ideas that they should remodel the entrance since it looks abandoned. And I understand that they were going for an Alamo vibe, but overall it looks more abandoned than the Alamo itself. Plus, we also saw Fiesta Texas get a brand new entrance too, so it's not surprising that Over Texas will want to do it as well. But in result, while the entrance does look pretty odd right now, honestly I'm very excited to see what they're going to do with it. And I have a feeling that the new entrance will probably pay homage to the original park, and definitely give off that western vibe, just like how Fiesta Texas entrance gives a little bit of Tex-Mex vibe. But in other news, the park entrance demolition isn't the only demolition going on in the park. In fact, the Texas Arena Stadium is also getting demolished. Recently spotted by Amusement source, he talked about how there's demolition going on when he saw construction going on inside the actual stadium. The outside facade looks the same, but if you stand in front of Shockwave, you can definitely see some major changes going on inside the park. So I went to check it out myself, and actually I see construction and demolition going on as well. While I couldn't see it from the Shockwave area since it was dark, I took the train and you can actually see lots of stuff going on. First of all, the lights are on inside the Texas Arena, which is rarely happening unless something is going on. And to confirm that work is happening inside the Texas Arena, we see a digger, which is in fact removing the past facade for the Batman stunt show. And as for the haunted houses that take place inside there, it's also getting removed. Which is never normal because usually the haunted houses stay there all year. At the moment, it's unknown whether the Texas Arena is getting demolished or they're just refurbishing it. But either way, it's good news. The Texas Arena is never used for any type of show, so if it's getting refurbished for a brand new show, that's amazing. But if it ends up that the stadium does get demolished, I do have a theory for that, which I'll explain later. But next, we have to move on to Titan, which is the news that everyone wants to know about. Titan has been closed for the past few weeks, and everyone's wondering why. Especially with Mr. Freeze closed, it's hard to notice that the two major attractions of the park are closed and not working at the moment. As we all know, Mr. Freeze Reverse Blast is closed to get repainted, and it will almost be done. Its scheduled time of reopening is next year in January, so it'll be reopened really soon. But Titan is a different story. The attraction actually closed down due to a chain lift malfunction, and they had to repair the chain lift of the attraction. But after some more delays, now there's a new sign up front. The original sign in front of the entrance to Titan said that the ride was closed due to maintenance. But now this sign says that the ride is closed for maintenance and refurbishments, and the coaster will be reopened in spring of 2022. Now this makes me think two things. One, they're ordering parts for the chain lift and it might take a while, which is why they're going to wait till spring 2022 to reopen it. or they're going ahead with its repaint. Ron McKenzie announced major repaints for 2021 and 2022 earlier this year, and he said that before 2022 ends, we'll have all the major coasters of the park repainted, which includes Titan. And while yes, Batman the Ride was next in line for its repaint, I think because the chain lift malfunctioned and them having to fix it, they're taking advantage of its downtime to allow for its refurbishment and repaint, which is a great idea because it prevents less rides to be closed in the park and allows for more crowd control. What I also find very odd is the fact that they closed the entire area of Titan and Sidewinder, not just Titan. Before, Sidewinder was still operating just fine, but Titan was closed. But now they moved the gate back to where the Texas Giant Flash Pass is, closing off the entire area. So it also makes me think that maybe they refurbished the entire area, which is also needed. And honestly, I would love to see. Maybe we get more of a Texas theme in the area, and possibly make way for a new attraction that could come soon in the future. Which is, like I predicted, a new attraction that could happen next to Titan. But anyways, it's great to see these refurbishments come to Titan, and it's super exciting to see what's going to happen to it in 2022. And with its confirmed reopening in spring, it won't be that long till we finally get to ride it again. But anyways, next we move on to Looney Tunes Mall. Looney Tunes Mall is still undergoing its construction, and they're making way for the brand new Six Flags Pacific store. Most of the outer facade is getting removed, and work is happening rapidly. So while there's not many news to take away from this, the main point is that Looney Tunes Mall will be finished soon, and before you know it, we'll get that Times Square-esque Six Flags Mall soon. Also, I'd expect that they close the store really soon. So if you have any souvenirs that you want to get from this specific souvenir shop, I suggest that you get it right away, because they might close the store without warning. But finally, we head back to the tower section for some theory making. So we all know that the Texas Arena might get destroyed, but I noticed other construction going on in that specific area too. The drink stand right in front of Chopsticks is also getting some remodeling, and it's unknown whether it's getting destroyed or just remodeled. But the main point that I get from this is that Six Flags is monitoring this area, and the tower section is the next area for improvement. And honestly, it makes a lot of sense. The area is literally called the tower section, and that's not even an area of a park. So I feel like we're going to see lots of theming enhancements in this area, because right now it's pretty bland and feels really weird, which could mean that my prediction that the Shockwave area will get a retheme could actually come true. And there might actually be proof of this. This year was the first year that Frosty Snow Hill would not operate during Holiday in the Park. This is a small additional attraction that only opens during Holiday in the Park, but this year they chose not to operate it, and it's not because they ran out of ice. I feel like they chose not to operate Frosty Snow Hill to show that this area is unnecessary. And it's true, because Frosty Snow Hill is actually only used for Holiday in the Park, but without it, it's just an empty plot of land which they can use for anything else. So what if in 2022, Ron McKenzie plans to upgrade this area by adding a whole themed land, and possibly adding a brand new attraction, like I predicted in my amazing ideas for Over Texas video, which you should definitely check out. But anyways, with this said, we get to the area of Shockwave finally get some love, and attract people to go into this area of the park, because right now, there's nothing in that area other than Shockwave and the go-karts. And with the go-karts being an upcharge, the Shockwave is the only one that attracts people into this area. So my theory is that the tower section and the area of Shockwave will get rethemed and refurbished for 2022, either with new themed elements, a whole new theme entirely, or even a new attraction. If the Texas Arena ends up getting demolished entirely, it could be for a brand new attraction that will take its place. Either a flat ride or possibly a coaster, with its station being right there and the coaster goes over the tracks of the train and goes into the back of the park. Maybe even replacing the Music Mill Amphitheater, though it's very unlikely. I think maybe the go-karts will get destroyed. And if the go-karts do get destroyed, it's possible that we could get a coaster that overlaps Shockwave, allowing for a cool element that combines the two coasters. But again, it's very far-fetched and I don't think that'll happen. But I do firmly believe that the tower section and the area of Shockwave will get rethemed in some way. Maybe even with that 50s and 60s theme I was talking about. And maybe the Texas Arena doesn't even get destroyed. What if they're just making a brand new stadium that's completely updated and more futuristic, to allow for some better show performances? And it wouldn't be surprised if they started focusing on shows now, because after seeing the brand new Christmas at Southern Palace show, which is absolutely amazing, with this new leadership and Over Texas staff, they can definitely bring back the amazing show performances that Over Texas was known for. just like the Batman Stunt Show and the previous shows from Over Texas past. And remember, Ron McKenzie said he would restore the legacy of the park, and legacy doesn't mean coasters only. It also means entertainment, which means shows. So my second prediction is that if there's not a new coaster or themed area, in the tower section, the Texas Arena will get refurbished into a brand new stadium, which will also bring a new show. And Over Texas will start to focus more on entertainment, which is what they're supposed to be focusing on to begin with. And if this is a success, maybe the Music Mill Amphitheater also gets refurbished and they add more shows to there as well. And if you have two working stadiums and a refurbished land, the whole area of Shockwave in the tower section will look better than ever. And this all could happen in 2022 or 2023. And last but not least, let's talk about the robot really quickly. And yes, the robot. In IAAPA, Six Flags announced a new security bot that would roam around the park and would answer guest questions and basically be a mobile guest services, as well as being a robotic security guard to help provide aid a lot faster than usual, especially with the recent incidents that's been going on in theme parks. And Six Flags said that they would test it out in a park. And honestly, I'm thinking that Six Flags Over Texas will get this robot since it was the first Six Flags park. So it's only fair to test out this brand new robot in the original Six Flags park. So it's possible to see this new robotic friend in 2022. But in result, Six Flags Over Texas is changing rapidly, and honestly that is really good. By 2022, Six Flags Over Texas will be a completely different park, and in fact could be a staple for amazing theme parks in Texas. Just like how it was when it originally started. Texas is upping their amusement industry, which we'll talk about in a future video. But Over Texas and Fiesta Texas are definitely the parks that are paving this road, which is awesome. And it's all thanks to amazing park presidents like Ron McKenzie and Jeffrey Siebert. Also, with all these refurbishments going along, don't complain if your favorite ride is closed. I understand that your favorite attraction is closed and you won't get to ride it for a while, but it's all for a good cause. We're finally getting the updates that we needed. And it will take time, but promise me it will be worth it in the end. But in result, what do you think of the updates going on in Over Texas? Are you excited for them? And what else would you like to see updated in Over Texas? Comment down below. Also, yes, this video is not part of the original videos that was planned to come out for the last few weeks of 2021, and it was just a bonus video that I really needed to cover really quickly. But the other few videos that I planned for the last week of December will still be arriving. Anyways, thank you for watching. This is JB Thrills signing out.